Look what I got here. 14 grams of goods that I sold for $110. Legally. These are legal things I sold for $110. I don't even know if it's a good price. I don't do drugs. Stay tuned to see what we sold in these little baggies for $110. Hey friends, and welcome back to another video. I'm Stephanie, and these are my co-hosts, Nova and Celeste. Probably the real reason you're here, and I'm okay with that. So today is going to be another what sold video. This is what I sold on eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, not Facebook Marketplace. And this is what I sold as a part-time, sometimes full-time reseller. So I had quite an eclectic mix of items that I sold this week, and I wanted to share them with you. This is what I sold over the weekend, and I'm doing my shipping right now, and I wanted to share it with you. So I sold quite a variety of items over this weekend, and it was a great example of not having a niche. So I sold everything from stuffed animals, beauty, clothing, toys, household items, and almost everything fits in this bag. I think I have like 16 orders going out today. Kind of got a little preview of what's to come. So I wanted to show you the wide variety of items that I sold. Okay, first item I'm gonna show you is, remember this from one of my diary videos? This is that Slug Terra wrist pew 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 thing. It's actually supposed to shoot darts, but it does not work. But I did sell it on eBay in a few days for $25. If this was to work, I think it would have been worth closer to like $40 or $50. Okay, and we have here Hello Kitty as Violet Beauregard. Not really. She sold for $22 on eBay. Just a little tiny plush. Really super cute. Not a bolo, but I wanted to show it to you anyways. I'm not even sure where I got this little guy from, if he came in a plush bag or what, but he only sold for $6. It's a little Rust Scarecrow thing. So not worth picking it up if you see him, but if he comes in a little baggie or something, possibly worth it. He's so freaking adorable though. Unfortunately, just not worth that much. From the Thrift With Us video that I did with my sister a few weeks ago, I sold 4 skeins, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, of this ZZ Twist Lion brand yarn. All 4 of these sold for $40 total. So this little bag of yarn that I sold paid for almost all the yarn that I got that day. Yeah, but yarn can be a huge bolo. It's super easy to look up, ship, all that other good stuff. And it always has this great information on the back with the name and everything. So as long as it is discontinued, it can be a bolo, because somebody might have ran out of this color yarn for like their blanket or their scarf, or I don't even know what you would use this yarn for. Probably more like a scarf. It's pretty thin. And they need that color to finish up. So usually I sell these skeins for about $10 to $15 each. The more that you have that you can sell in a set, the better. But I have also sold single skeins before. Here's some more items in baggies, but these are a lot heavier. These are Dansk, D-A-N-S-K silverware. I got a whole big bag of these at the thrift store. I think I paid $5 for this set. And all these that you see here sold for $180. And I still have one more set of spoons left. So they are just these very plain plastic looking. They don't look special. They kind of look like the cheap set that we all probably had in the 90s or late 80s. But from a certain designer and from a certain brand. This color that I have here, I was the only one that had this color when I listed it. So I was kind of able to name my price, obviously within reason, and I base that off of previous comps. So it's kind of like this bone tan cream color. So yeah, I find these personally pretty ugly, but you know what? Ugly sells. People like ugly. It's just a very modern looking utensil. I've sold this tube before. This is Moss. That's not Taco Bell Live Moss. Actually, I'm not even sure that's how you say that. This is a fine metal polish. It sold for $22. I've sold this before. It can be used. It does not matter. Obviously, just weigh it so people know how much is left in the package. I have honestly no earthly idea of what this is actually used for, other than it says it's for nail professional use only, super flex shaft. Super flex shaft sounds like it's going to be for something else, but since it's telling me it's for nail people, I'm going to believe them. But this was brand new in the box, and this sold for $50. Here's another item from one of my last diary videos. It's these we've been here before. I still don't know how to say that. You know, it doesn't matter. You don't have to know how to pronounce these things. These are placemats. And this is a set of 6, and it sold in less than a week. And this set sold for $65. Again, I was the only one that had this particular design when I listed it, but that is about what this brand goes for. So definitely keep an eye out for them. They are cork-backed placemats. And my set was pretty much like new. Oh, and if you don't happen to find them in the box, there's a gold sticker on the back, and that'll have the brand name on it for you. And this one even says who the designer is. And that was something important to keep in the description in case people are looking for items by this illustrator or artist. Chocolate covered strawberries. This sold for $37 on Mercari. That'll buy a lot of real chocolate covered strawberries. But anyways, this is mostly used. There's probably only about that much left in it. It still smells amazing. It does smell a lot like chocolate covered berries. It smells real great. This is a discontinued Victoria's Secret item. I started selling discontinued beauty and cleaning products because of Jen at Thrift to Travel. I'll link her YouTube channel in the description down below, but she's super active on Instagram. If you aren't following her, by gosh, you really have to, because she's really opened up my world to different things that I could sell. Who would ever think that you could sell this for $37 or this for $24? Well, Jen did. That's where I learned about these products from. And that's what I think is great about watching other YouTubers and following people on Instagram to see what they're selling, because no one can know everything. You just really can't. Okay, I think this is from my church haul. This is a pair of $5.59 Levi's corduroy pants. And these sold on Poshmark best offer of $30. I think I had them originally listed at $50, but I've had them listed for a few months. So I decided to take an offer on those. I thought that was pretty good because there weren't that many views on this item on my eBay or Mercari listing. So I'd rather get it going at $30. And this would have been something I would have paid like $1 for probably. So. Okay, time for our little baggies of goodness. What do you think is in these? What if I told you they were all filled with shoes? Well, yeah, Barbie shoes. Yeah, but the Barbie movie is super big right now, but vintage Barbie items can pretty much always be a bolo. Now, when I say vintage, I'm talking about 60s, 70s, some of the 80s and 90s stuff, but then it starts to get really hit and miss once you start to get to the more current market. Nothing that I have found that says collectors on it is actually worth anything. It's more of the older, more rare items. So all of these shoes that I'm about to show you are from the 60s, like the original Barbie line. So this little handful of Barbie shoes, for the black pair, the red pair, and the blue pair, this sold as a set on Poshmark for $50 for all three of these pairs of shoes. Now, as I said, they all do say Japan, marked very, very tinily on the bottom. So if you see Barbie shoes, look on the bottom to see if they are marked Japan. And that's one of the ways that you'll be able to tell if they are a vintage Barbie item. There are several different Barbie websites. I'm going to link the one that I liked in the description down below. But these things, just like the plain Barbie shoes, they came in a set So they didn't necessarily always go with a certain doll. Some styles did go with a certain doll. If you have that name or an item number in your title and description, that will help your item sell. I just found out that these were called open-toed Barbie shoes, heels, whatever. Vintage, and then putting Japan is what I think is really helpful. Then on eBay, I sold another black pair for $15, a green pair for $13, and the big kahuna of these Barbie shoes are these clear ones, and these tiny little things. You probably can't even see them. Sold for $32 for the pair. Heck, I don't even want to spend $32 on shoes for me. Yes, I know I'm cheap, but I like to spend $3 to $5 at a thrift store for name brand shoes for myself. I'm cheap. We all know that. That's the great thing about reselling. You have the opportunity to buy things cheap for yourself. But yeah, just these little baggies, over $110 for Barbie shoes. And I still have a few more pairs left. And all of those sold super quickly. I think I listed those on Friday, and they pretty much all sold by Monday morning. Okay, I have one electronic item. It's actually not that heavy. I don't know, I'm being dramatic. This is the Hopper dish receiver. This sold for $49. I only had this listed for about a month and change. Now, I wasn't able to test it fully because I don't have the Hopper system. So I did put in the description that it does turn on and it's not fully tested. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying, before I tell you the name of this, let's separate your political beliefs and everything else from this, because I know some of y'all are out there that have separated Karl Lagerfeld's personal life from his professional work. So, let's just keep this nice, okay? Anyways, this is a Donald Trump tie, and this sold for $29. Now, this is the first Donald Trump tie that I have ever found. It is a lot thicker and heftier than regular ties. So it definitely has a different feel to it. And I think you'd be able to know once you picked it up that it was something special. And it has this gold metal bar here in the tag. And it's, like I said, it's heftier and thicker. I'm not sure if you can see how much thicker this tie is from a normal tie. So I can definitely see why some, most likely an executive would want to have this brand of ties. Just because it, you know, it just feels like a nicer item. Anyways, that's all for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give us a great big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you sold this weekend. If you're not already, please subscribe. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. My drug of choice is actually Gideon's cookies. I'm still chasing that high of getting there in time to get the last coffee cake cookie. If you know, you know. There's nothing in there except for, you know, sugar and butter. So, you know, the Julia Child's kind of high.